What is going on, everybody? Back at you, Week 15. Fantasy Headliners, Jake coming at you, still out here in sunny Arizona, talking some start-sits for some running backs this week. It's getting down to the nitty-gritty, not too many weeks left in the season. We're going to make sure we get you guys some names you can plug in or unplug from your lineup. Get you guys another W, whether you're, moving along in the playoffs or you're still fighting for 4th, 5th, 6th, whatever. You still got to win. So we got some names for you guys. As you can tell, I'm not a camera guy, and it's sunny everywhere in Arizona. I can't hide from the sun out here, so it's like beating on my face, so I'm wearing my sunglasses. Okay, I don't want to be squinting into a camera for the next 7 to 10 minutes trying to read what few notes that I have. It's just not worth it. Wearing the sunglasses. Hit the like button for the sunglasses. All right, we're going to talk about some running backs for the week. Got some guys for you to get in and out of your lineups. The first guy I want to talk about is the new stud of the position, Alex Collins. He out there river dancing on fools. I'm talking like old school river dancing, you know what I mean? Like prancing, yeah, that's Alex Collins. And if you think that's a bad analogy, go look it up. The dude actually river dances. So it wasn't just like some analogy. The dude literally river dances. And you can tell. I mean, he's got great feet, good footwork, explosive, ran great against Pittsburgh last night. They're going to be going to Cleveland this week. Okay. I mean, look what Jamal Williams just did against Cleveland. Yeah, some of it's some pass catching. Collins isn't the pass catcher, but Collins had a 30, 40-yard catch last night. He's capable of taking a short little dump-off pass and doing something big with it. Cleveland's given up almost 20 fantasy points a game to opposing running backs. I mean, this is just it's starting to line up. Cleveland had a great run defense earlier in the year, and I'm not going to say they're in tank mode because I think they're trying. But they're just young. They're inexperienced. A team like Baltimore who's committed to the run. I mean, Alex Collins averaging almost 20 touches a game. I mean, this is gold for you guys in the fantasy playoffs. He's their clear lead back. Yes, Buck Allen still got some touchdowns last night, but by that time, Collins had gotten his. There's no reason to just, overload it on him, and that's what they're doing. Collins is still the lead back guy, but he's had double-digit fantasy points in 5 out of the last 6 games. He's had touchdowns in the last 4. I mean, the guy is just playing absolutely out of his mind, and it's great because they're committed to him. And we all, in past years, even, 4, 5, 6 years back, it's the lead backs on Baltimore that seem to be productive no matter who they are. I mean, Terrence West was a thing for a while. I mean, it's Terrence West, but he was okay in Baltimore. It's just that type of offense they have. They can kind of plug and play things, and I think they've kind of found their guy with Alex Collins. He's been great for them. He's going to continue to be great for them. He's getting the touches. If you have Alex Collins this week, it's probably somebody that you had on your bench earlier in the year that you just weren't planning on using. Well, his schedule for the playoffs here is amazing, and by all means, you guys need to have Alex Collins in your lineups. Solid RB2, flex play all day long. Alex Collins could be the guy that ends up winning your league if you got him. I mean, he's doing that well. Somebody that I'm going to be a little bit down on this week, Carlos Hyde. They're going to be at home, which is good, but they're going to be playing against Tennessee, which is bad, because Tennessee's run defense is solid. Tennessee hasn't allowed 100 yards rushing since week 4. I mean, nobody even talks about it. That's a solid run D right there. Week 4? Really? No 100-yard rushing for any team? Like, any of them? Ugh. And they've been criticized because of their offense out in Tennessee. Usually when teams get criticized like that, either people start losing their jobs or they turn it around, they play more, energetic, more fired up. I kind of see San Francisco playing from behind in this game. If that's the case, Hyde's not going to have a huge workload. Jimmy G's been looking a lot better out in San Francisco. They're allowing him to throw more. It's easier to throw on Tennessee than it is to run on Tennessee. So if San Francisco's really trying to win the game, they're going to be throwing more. And Jimmy G and Marquise Goodwin are going to be the recipients of that. I mean, Hyde hasn't had over 100 total yards since week 10. I mean, it's great because he's producing, but he's just not doing anything great. And this time of year, I don't know if I want to rely on a must-have touchdown to save my fantasy playoff life. I mean, it's just not worth it to me. Carlos Hyde's a great player. I think next year he's going to be, a solid starting running back. If he remains there, he's a good running back. Doesn't matter where he goes. If he stays in San Francisco or he leaves, He's going to be somebody that's going to be a great pickup next year. But this week, I'm not trusting him, especially against Tennessee. I don't care if they're at home, away, neutral site. I don't care if they're playing in Hawaii. I don't care. I don't want Carlos Hyde this week. It's just not worth it to me, not worth the risk. Somebody that I'd rather play, and I'm going to get some grief for this, but I'm going to say it because you know what? I'm bold. And I don't just sit back and say all the names that everybody else talks about. I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to start Ajayi this week. Yes, you are. No, don't argue with me. You're starting Ajayi this week. And let me tell you why. All right, so Carson Wentz, the injury to Carson Wentz. Listen, I don't care if you're an Eagles fan or not. It's hard to see a guy that's playing at that level go down. He's been having a great year. A likable guy. It's hard to see that kind of stuff because you feel bad for the guy because he was having such a great year. Eagles had Super Bowl, hopes, and no shade against Nick Foles. Nick Foles is a capable backup quarterback, familiar with that offense. He's gonna come out and he's not gonna be horrible, but he's not gonna be what Carson Wentz was. They're gonna start relying heavily on the run in Philadelphia. The weather's getting colder. They don't want to expose Foles to too many turnovers because if Foles lose any confidence, they know they have no chance. They're trying to keep his confidence high. They're going to limit his pass attempts. Ajayi, I can't say he is the lead back, but this past week he led the team in touches. He had 15 touches this week. All the other running backs combined had 13. I mean, this is kind of what we were hoping for. It's not a whole lot of carries, but Ajayi is slowly starting to pick up the amount of touches he's getting. He's averaging 6 yards per carry since he joined the Eagles, and he's the most skilled running back on that roster. Plain and simple. I mean, he is the best running back out there. They're going to be playing against the Giants in New York. It's going to be cold. They're going to rely heavily on the run. All of us Ajayi owners who hung on to him through thick and thin, it may actually pay off now in the playoffs. It may. He's going to get a chance. They're going to run a ton. Excuse me. They're going to run, 20, 30, 40 times a game just to limit the amount of, errors that they can avoid from Nick Foles. It's just going to be the Ajayi, LeGarrette Blount show. Corey Clement's going to be sprinkled in there with little Kenyon Barner. But, man, that bird's going crazy. Anyway, like I said, Ajayi, though, for the first time in, 10 weeks, I feel comfortable starting Ajayi this week. He's going to get plenty of opportunities. The offensive line is still the offensive line. They're still, a great unit. He's going to have plenty of opportunities. 6 yards per carry. He doesn't need 20 carries in order to get you a good fantasy day. So if you got Ajayi, make sure you're starting him this week. It's hard to say that. I haven't said that name a whole lot this year. And me, as a Ajayi owner, just stuck through it and have had him on my bench forever. I'm starting Ajayi this week. Last guy I want to talk about, though, is going to be Lamar Miller. We got a lot of questions about Lamar Miller. He's kind of one of those fringe guys, like, do I start him? Do I not start him? Do I start him? Do I not start him? This week, you're not going to start him. Excuse me, you're not going to start Lamar Miller this week. No way. Tom Savage got banged up. TJ Yates came in, kind of looked like, he looked good. I don't really have an analogy for him. Nothing clever, anyway. But, at Lamar Miller this coming up week, not too high. They're going to be going to Jacksonville. Yes, I know. Seattle's running backs looked great against Jacksonville in the first half. Well, they still didn't have 100 yards rushing. Mike Davis had a couple big plays, boosted up his numbers a little bit to make them look like they ran for a little bit more than they really did. Jacksonville is still a solid D. They're going to be upset after the media coming out and telling them how great the Seattle running backs did against them. Lamar Miller's averaging 3.4 yards per carry over the last 5 weeks. It's nothing special. If there is an issue with Savage and Yates is the guy, they're going to come after him. They're going to pressure him as hard as they possibly can, force turnovers. They're not going to have a whole lot of time. They're going to try to, rely on the run in Houston maybe a little bit, but they're not going to be able to with the game plan they have going on. Jacksonville's playing great, and they're going to be playing from behind probably, Houston. I expect a lot of targets going D-Hop's way. Whether they're catchable targets, I don't know. But they're going to be going there. Hopkins is the lone bright spot ever since Watson went out. Andre Ellington's in town there in Houston now. He's slowly starting to take away the passing down work since Foreman's out. That's just limiting the amount of opportunities that Lamar Miller is getting. It's just not a good situation this week for Lamar Miller by any means. He's just not somebody that you can look at on paper and be like, yep, I'm gonna trust my fantasy playoffs to Lamar Miller. Nobody is saying that right now. Nobody. And don't be the guy that trusts him and then he burns you. Especially this time. I don't care what place you're playing for. There's better options this week. Make sure you guys go out there, check them out. Got some on the waiver wire. Make sure you're checking out Mac's videos also. There's some better options out there. So that was our running back, or excuse me, not our running back. These are my running backs for week 15. Make sure you're checking out Mac's running back video also. Hey, we appreciate you guys hanging through us there while we're on vacation. Hey, thumbs up, like for being on vacation, right? Vacations are awesome, even though I'm sweating in December, but whatever. We'll be back in North Carolina here in just a couple days. Appreciate all the support. Make sure you guys are commenting below. If I didn't cover somebody or Mac didn't cover somebody, hit me up in the comment section. I'll make sure I get you a personalized answer. I'm not giving you no canned answers. We answer all comments and questions. So, hope you guys are having a good holiday season. If you guys got any questions, comments, whatever you got, hit us up below. We'll take care of you. Hopefully you guys have a good rest of your week. We'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye. What is going on, everybody? Jake Fantasy Headliners coming at you real quick. A little bit of news. Excited to announce we've just entered a partnership with the Draft app. Have you checked out the Draft app yet? Make sure you go to your Google Play Store, iTunes Store, whatever you got. Go check it out. More than 1 million people have already downloaded the Draft app, and you can play in a real live NBA or NFL draft right now and be done in under 5 minutes and get paid out the next day. I mean, how awesome is that? Drafts are filling up every second. You can join whenever you want. All new players, they'll get a free entry into a real money draft when you make your first deposit. All you have to do, use the promo code Headliners. That's right, make sure you are entering that promo code, getting yourself into a free money draft, and getting to play for free. Playing for free is awesome. So like I said, we're excited to announce that. Make sure you guys go check it out. We appreciate y'all, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks.